In the gleaming lobby of the Grand Palace Hotel, a Brazilian five-star haven, a single moment was about to unravel years of prejudice and ignite a revolution of justice. Zaira Santos, a 34-year-old janitor, pushed her cleaning cart, her presence barely a shadow to those around her. Invisible as always. But today, as a Chinese billionaire's gaze met hers across the chaotic scene of a faltering business deal, Zaira's quiet strength was poised to rewrite her fate and the future of everyone in that room. What unfolded in the next few hours would prove that true talent, buried under discrimination, can shine brighter than anyone expects, turning humiliation into triumph. 3 hours earlier, in the hotel's basement, manager Carla Mendez paced before the cleaning staff like a general before battle. "Today you're invisible," she declared, her voice sharp. "Our guest, a billionaire investor, is worth more than all your salaries combined. No wandering in social areas. Especially you, Zaira." Her eyes landed briefly on Zaira, who was methodically cleaning a window, her face unreadable. "That Chinese woman expects different standards," Carla added, oblivious to the irony that Zaira, a black Brazilian, was as local as she was. Zaira nodded silently, accustomed to Carla's condescension. For 4 years, she'd been treated like furniture, her name barely registered by the manager who'd never glanced at her resume's second page. What Carla didn't know was that Zaira held a degree in business administration from a federal university, specialized in international business, and was fluent in Mandarin from 2 years of study. Once, she dreamed of a career in foreign trade, but after sending 143 resumes and facing rejection after rejection, always the runner-up, she learned a bitter truth. In Brazil, her skin color often outweighed her qualifications. The janitor job at the Grand Palace was her last resort to pay rent. As Carla's voice droned on, Zaira's thoughts drifted to her mother's words from the previous Sunday. "You're 34, sweeping floors. This isn't what I sacrificed for." Her mother, a retired seamstress, had worked double shifts to fund Zaira's education. The memory stung, but as Zaira polished the glass, something stirred within her. A quiet resolve that today might be different. Upstairs, the lobby buzzed with tension. Carla adjusted her scarf for the 5th time, whispering frantically into her walkie-talkie, "Get that black woman out of here now." Her eyes were fixed on Li Wei, a Chinese real estate billionaire crossing the lobby with 6 impeccably dressed executives. Li Wei controlled over 50 properties in Asia, and her potential 300 million reais investment could transform the hotel. Carla had spent 3 weeks preparing, assured by her boss the deal was nearly sealed. All she had to do was not ruin it. "Ms. Li Wei, welcome to the Grand Palace," Carla said, extending a hand with a forced smile. "It's an honor." Li Wei nodded politely but turned to her team, speaking rapidly in Mandarin. Her tone was questioning, perhaps concerned. Carla's smile froze. She didn't understand a word. Panic surged as she fumbled for her phone, opening Google Translate with trembling fingers. "I'm sorry, Ms. Li Wei. Could you repeat that in English?" Li Wei frowned, repeating her words in Mandarin, gesturing toward the hotel. Carla typed frantically, but the app spat out nonsense. "Hot fish problem. Dirty water business. Not good." An executive stifled a laugh. Sweat beaded on Carla's forehead. "Our translators arrive in an hour," she stammered. Li Wei shook her head, her irritation clear, and said something definitive. The tone suggested the meeting was unraveling. From the corner, Zaira watched, gripping her broom. She understood every word. Li Wei wasn't critiquing the hotel's facilities but questioning the legal framework for foreign investment in Brazil, citing new regulations. As Carla floundered, Zaira's eyes met Li Wei's. The billionaire noticed something, an intelligence that didn't match the janitor's uniform. Amid Carla's chaos and prejudice disguised as professionalism, Zaira's calm hinted at a strength forged through years of being underestimated. For years earlier, Zaira had walked into the Grand Palace, resume in hand, hoping for an administrative role. Instead, she was offered a cleaning job. She took it, swallowing her pride. During her breaks, she studied market trends, international regulations, and Li Wei's company profile, preparing for a chance she wasn't sure would come. She'd overheard countless meetings in the lobby, noting Carla's protocol errors and missed opportunities. Each day of being ignored fueled her determination. Now, as Li Wei checked her watch and signaled her team, 10 minutes before they'd walk away, Zaira made a choice. For years of humiliation, of being treated as less, ended here. She set down her gloves, left the cart, and approached the group with steady steps. Each movement was a silent vow. Her invisibility was over. "Excuse me," Zaira said firmly, interrupting Carla's desperate typing. Carla looked up, irritated. "Zaira, this is no time for cleaning. Leave." Ignoring her, Zaira turned to Li Wei and spoke in fluent Mandarin. "Ms. Li Wei, I apologize for the confusion. I can clarify your questions about the investment's legal aspects." Li Wei's eyes widened. She tested Zaira's fluency. "Do you understand Brazil's tax regulations for foreign investors?" "Perfectly," Zaira replied. "Last year's changes favor investors like you, especially with your holding structure." Carla gaped, speechless, as Zaira addressed concerns about corporate compliance with precision. "Who is this woman?" Li Wei asked in English, glancing at Carla. "She takes care of cleaning," Carla mumbled. Li Wei's brow furrowed. "A janitor who speaks business Mandarin and knows international law?" Zaira smiled faintly. "Sometimes the job market has its own logic, especially for people like me." In the conference room, Zaira opened her laptop, revealing a detailed presentation on Li Wei International's investments, complete with market analyses and Brazilian hotel sector projections. "How did you prepare this?" Carla stammered. "Lunch breaks, weekends, over 8 months," Zaira said calmly. "I wanted to understand the market I work in." Li Wei leaned forward, engaged as Zaira answered complex questions on tax codes, zoning laws, and bilateral agreements, comparing them to regulations in Singapore and Hong Kong. "Her data is more current than our legal teams," Li Wei murmured. Carla tried to steer the meeting. "Let's focus on our official presentation." Li Wei cut her off. "I'd rather hear Ms. Santos. Her analysis is exceptional." Zaira addressed Carla in Portuguese. "May I suggest you cover operations while I handle technical issues?" It was a polite takeover, and Carla, outmaneuvered, nodded weakly. Li Wei, impressed, asked, "Ms. Santos, what's your current role?" Zaira met Carla's eyes. "I've been on the cleaning staff for 4 years. The room fell silent. Li Wei turned to Carla. "How does an organization overlook such talent?" Carla faltered. "Sometimes, talent isn't apparent." Li Wei's disbelief was palpable. "Ms. Santos," she said, "I want you as a technical consultant on this project, with an immediate promotion to a role matching your skills." Carla's face paled. "And," Li Wei added, "Ms. Santos will oversee all international communications for our investment. Zaira's proposals, cultural integration, staff training, architectural tweaks for Asian tourists, captivated Li Wei. When asked what she'd change about the hotel, Zaira replied, looking at Carla, "A real talent management system. Valuable resources are often hidden, waiting for their moment." Li Wei laughed, appreciating the wisdom. The meeting ended with handshakes and a secured deal. Li Wei handed Zaira her card, promising to discuss the promotion within 48 hours. Alone with Carla, Zaira said softly, "I hope we can collaborate moving forward." Carla nodded, humbled by the diamond she'd overlooked. 6 months later, Zaira walked the Grand Palace's halls as Director of International Relations. Her office displayed her diploma, once hidden in a drawer. The hotel, transformed by Li Wei's investment, thrived under Zaira's protocols. Carla, now night operations manager after a board restructuring, met Zaira in the elevator one evening. "I'm sorry for the lost years," Carla said. Zaira smiled. "They weren't lost. They were an investment in patience. The best revenge isn't destruction. It's building something so great, others see what they missed." As Zaira answered a call from Li Wei, confirming an expanded partnership, the hotel buzzed with respect for its new leader. True competence, she'd proven, knows no color, class, or uniform. Sometimes, justice is simply talent finding its rightful stage.